Hello and welcome to our third and final installment of How to Build an Inclusive Catholic School cheat sheet edition. We have been working with Divine Savior Holy Angels High School in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They are in the Diocese of Milwaukee, and they have turned their school into an inclusive Catholic school in a very rapid amount of time. And they have been sharing with us the steps to make that a reality. And now we get to kind of reflect on the lessons learned in this short amount of time and the impact that inclusion has had on not just students with intellectual disabilities or their families, but the student population, the faculty, and leadership. So it is my joy to welcome a lot of people to this Zoom recording today. So someone's coming in. So let me let someone in here. Okay. And so the big idea that we want everyone to take away is that inclusion elevates the whole school. So everybody, it is super, super easy to say no. It's easy. It's
Yeah.
just, let's just say no, right? But the truth is that when you say no, you are denying an experience for the whole school that you don't really know what you're saying no to. And so this is what we're hoping that you can know from listening to these different people within the school setting here at Divine Savior Holy Angels. So let's start for the first part of the discussion with Dan Quinnell, and he is the principal and the person most responsible for this program. Dan, so all of you school leaders out there in the world, Dan said yes, right? And here is what happened when he said yes. So he took a leap of faith, right? We're also going to meet the president of Divine Savior Holy Angels. Katie, please pronounce your
Katie Konechny. Yeah.
Katie Konechny. I hope I said that right.
That was perfect.
Katie Konechny, we're so glad you're here because you can speak to the president role, which is another super important role in leadership in many, many Catholic high schools. And a very strong supporter of the program. And then we will have Mary Anderson, the program director, who can go deeper on the college dual enrollment that she talked about last time, which is a super cool, very rare opportunity that Divine Savior Holy Angels has developed for their mentors. So Dan, we're going to start with you and focus. You can help us kind of have a broad overview.
Thanks, Beth. I appreciate the recognition of playing an important role in getting the Marian Scholars program off the ground, and I have no doubt that administratively that is required. But I certainly don't take full credit. I think our entire community, through a process that we talked about in prior webinars, really highlights how our entire community was all in as we learned more about this format that's become the Marian Scholars Program here at DSHA. I think it just helped get so many people on board at DSHA, and from that, I think we have quickly learned that this program really truly does lift the entire community. And I'll speak some of the examples I'm going to share from my insights, but also from some of our faculty and staff members' insights. And the first one that I'll start with goes all the way back to Mia's freshman year, and Mia is a senior this year. Her freshman year was our first year in the program, and she was our only scholar that year. And that was also the COVID year. And here at DSHA, we did a hybrid format, and we had temperature scans, and I stood at the temperature scanner every day. And the days that Mia was in the building, she walked in with such an incredibly positive and enthusiastic attitude about school and about being physically present on that day. And on those mornings, it was a very robust, "Good morning, Mr. Q." And, you know, as an administrator, I wouldn't tell you that that was the easiest year to be in a school. And I quickly learned to look forward to the days that Mia was in the building, because she just kind of lifted my heart and my spirit on those days. Over these 4 years, I think about the interactions I see at tables in the lunchroom with our Marian scholars and our traditional track students, or the goodness and kindness that I observe at the back door each morning, where our scholars are greeted and greet our neurotypical students and walk into the building together. I've heard a number of stories of current and past peer mentors who have engaged one or another of our scholars in social activities outside of school, you know, getting a cup of coffee or lunch kind of thing. I think of our recent graduates who have decided to become teachers, inspired in some part due to their experience as peer mentors. And I think we have a couple of those graduates on this webinar today. One of our classroom teachers expressed that this program is a positive impact that goes beyond the Marian Scholar and the Peer Mentor program. All of the students get to experience a more diverse and inclusive classroom. And a classroom that is rich in diversity, experiences, and learning styles helps us all learn perspective and background, which helps prepare our students for the world beyond high school. And in another example from staff, she says, as time goes on, I see the mentors' confidence and advocacy skills improve. They will redirect, correct, and support the scholars and the individuals interacting with them. When an adult who is not used to working with a person with ID interacts with the person with ID, they often unconsciously enable the person by doing things for them or allowing an inappropriate interaction to take place. And she's witnessed mentors advocate for Marian scholars and explain or redirect an adult on how to handle the situation. So our students have helped us grow as adults here in the building. And one final example that I'll share, and I'm sure others on the call may have examples as well. The Marian Scholar Program is a blessing to anyone who is associated with DSHA, the students, faculty, staff, Marian Scholars, parents, alumni, and community. The positive ripple effect of this program is unmeasurable. Anyone who has witnessed a Marian Scholar has been positively impacted. They've grown in kindness, empathy, understanding, joy, and grace that speaks for everybody in our building. I've participated in many special programs, and nothing compares to the outcomes and positive impact of the DSHA Marian Scholars Program. So I would leave you with those examples as just a few. I'm sure others again would have an idea or two if we care to invite them to share.
And we are going to invite you to share for sure. One thing you said that really struck me that I think is really important for us to hear is that if we as adults just get out of the way, a lot of time the students can show us how to be inclusive and what to do. Their problem-solving skills, their creativity, their ingenuity, their brilliance help us as adults see it, right? Sorry, that is my dog saying, let me out. So I'm going to go let my dog out. And next up, I'm pretty sure is Katie, right? Katie, do you want to speak? And then we'll get to some peer mentors. Go ahead.
Sure. So I'm Katie Konechny. I'm the president here at DSHA, and I'm also a graduate of the school. And to think about the way DSHA has grown in the time that I've been away, I'm so incredibly proud, but probably the thing that I'm most proud of is that DSHA said yes to this program. I worked in a public school as a school leader for 12 years and was pretty intimately involved in special education. And so when the idea came to bring this program to DSHA, my immediate questions were just to make sure we do this well. You know, there's such a huge responsibility that we take on. And this is probably where the fear comes in for administrators is, how are we going to make this work financially, and how could we make sure that that all the students are growing, and how can we meet the needs of all of the students? And what I would say is that the research that the team did to ensure that we did this right, and the model of the peer mentorship is truly what is the magic that makes this work. You know, having seen students with various needs in elementary school need an adult to be a mentor in the classroom, it's the #1 divider for that student. When I talk about our program and the true nature of the inclusion, it is that they have a peer sitting next to them, that they can truly walk into a classroom and feel feel a part of it, because the person that is there to assist them is a peer. And that is so magical. To your point, our peer mentors are teaching us every day, because they have a way of relating with our Marian scholars in a way that we don't as adults. So I would just say that I echo all of the comments that Dan shared. I'm grateful that Mark and Mary were the first to come to us. Our entire community has elevated because of this. It is, you know, I get the joy of going out into the community and talking about DSHA and finding people who are interested in supporting the school. And I can tell you that when I share the Marian Scholars Program with our community, there is not one person that hasn't either stepped up and said, I want to help be a part of that, and has funded, you know, given donations specifically for the Marian Scholars Program, or asked a ton of questions about how does it work and how do you, you know, tell me more about it. Our entire community is incredibly proud of DSHA, and they want to be able to know more, and they are so you know, to be the only school in the state of Wisconsin offering this is something that we feel very proud of, but also feel a responsibility to do things like this so that others are encouraged, because we want more and more girls and boys to have the opportunity to have this education. So I would say that our community at large is incredibly proud of the school. And I'm really proud of every single person in our school community who has made this happen, from students to faculty to our board of directors. You know, I think our board of directors immediately said, look into it. Let's learn more. And it wasn't a no. It wasn't a, ooh, I'm not sure. It was, let's learn more. And then it was a yes. And I'm super grateful that it was.
I want to make an infographic of let's learn more, arrow, yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to make. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make an infographic that says, let's learn more. Yes. All right. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Katie. So we have talked a lot about the peer mentor program. Mary Anderson last webinar really spoke about it. It really is the skeleton, the secret sauce, the way that this is successful. As a person who runs an inclusive college program, we have over 130 mentors supporting our students, and they are the secret sauce. So I can't wait to meet these amazing mentors. Hey, if you want to come to UC Davis, we'd love to have you over here. You guys have some good experience. So the mentor, Mary, you can talk about the way you've built the mentor program, and then I'm sure you can introduce what's beautiful is we have 3 alums who are mentors who can now speak to the experience as a high school student now in their college experience, and ways perhaps that has impacted their college experience. And then we have 3 current mentors, those actually 4, it looks like 4 in that amazing window, who are going to be talking about their high school experience. So Mary, take it away.
So actually the 3 current mentors, Mia is joining them today because this is her resource hour. So she is in the Zoom with the 3 girls that are at DSHA right now. And I really kind of want to turn it over to Honor, because she was part of the visits. She was part of the hybrid year that Dan referenced, where she spent an hour each day with Mia and helped her navigate online Teams learning. So Honor, if you would just start with like truly going back to your Best Buddies president experience and bring it up through mentoring, and then the year that we were at DSHA. So I'm going to turn it over to Honor first.
Hey, exciting. Hi, everyone. Yeah, this was such an exciting project for me from the get-go, because I went to St. Robert's Elementary School, which was also one of the few elementary schools in the Archdiocese that had a special education program. And so I sort of had that experience and really cherished it, and was definitely missing it when I got to high school. And so when Mr. Cornell, my junior year, said that they were looking into starting a program, I was so excited. And so I got to go on one of the research trips to Nashville to look at, I believe, Pope John Paul II High School, which was so fantastic, because in elementary school, I had seen sort of the traditional setup of the paraprofessional with student, but there's also a little bit of integrated peer support and socializing. But it's really exciting to see what this sort of pure peer support system looked like, and to hear from students, both mentor and scholars and parents, of just how big a deal it was. And I knew from my personal experience with one of my good friends in elementary school just how valuable it would have been to, and it is, to have a Catholic high school where students can continue on with the rest of their peers to Catholic high school. And so that was so special to me to get to be able to go on those research trips, and then my senior year to see it happen. So I was there for 1 year to see that pilot year. And it was so great because I'd sort of in elementary school had that informal sort of peer interaction and support. But it was really exciting to get to be doing that in a meaningful way, and get to be spending so much time with Mia. We had so much fun in English and social studies. And yeah, we would go to the classes when it was in-person days. But we also got to do a lot of chatting in between, walking in the hallway, which was really lovely to get to know each other. And we did our teams for an hour every week, which was always great, reading Watership Down. I remember so well. And that was a really big part of my senior year. And it was just this really meaningful thing to get to be there for the research and the development of it, and then get to see it come to fruition. But also the most beautiful thing has been being able to go back and also just hear how much the program has grown and really developed into its own thing has been so special. And I can't believe it's Mia's senior year. That's so exciting to me. And so, yeah, it's just been really beautiful to see sort of that same community and environment of inclusion that I experienced in elementary school, and see that brought to DSHA. And it's been really exciting for me. I'm studying, I'm getting a certificate in education studies. I'm a history major at Yale, but I also am doing education studies. And I was able to take a seminar in disability studies. That was fantastic. And did a whole research paper at the end about peer support systems. That was really exciting to get to do some of that academic research. And I'm hoping to go into teaching and do some stuff with special education as well. So it's really been a beautiful journey and experience, and I'm so grateful for it. And I'm so excited to see where it is and where it's going. Yeah.
Honor, you and me, let's talk to Yale. Yale needs an inclusive college program. And let's bust open the Ivy League, because these are some of the most listened to education professors in the world, and they need an inclusive college program. And hey, we can do it. We can make it happen. All right. So huge, just I think people who weren't part of the first two webinars might not realize, but Dan and Mark and the Rugi family, when they were thinking about imagining this program, said, we don't have to start it from scratch. We're not alone. Let's go look at programs in action. And so they spent money and took students, which is just so incredible, and faculty and leadership to observe in other Catholic high schools across the country. And so Honor, as a student, got to go and see JP2 in Nashville, Tennessee, and all the love to Mike Deely, who was at JP2 as headmaster there, who created that program and is so influential in helping others build programs. Okay, so Mary, well, do we want to hear from Mia? I mean, Mia, you got to hear from Honor. I think we should probably hear from Mia. So Mia, do you want to just tell us what it was like that first year with Honor?
First year.
Talk about your first year with Honor.
With Honor?
Yeah, was it fun?
Fun.
What'd you do with her?
Did English.
You read English with her?
English. And social studies? And social studies.
What'd you like about it?
Walking with her.
Walking with her?
Take breaks.
Taking breaks.
I think we all agree we like to take breaks. But so cool to see here is your mentor now, and here you are as a senior, and really beautiful. Okay, Mary, do you want to guide who the next people are?
Yeah, I'm just going in order of seniority. So Nora Cornell will be next. So
Okay.
Nora could bring the program to the University of Minnesota, where she's a sophomore this year.
Yes, Nora.
And
Yes.
she, like very few of our girls enter into the math curriculum because Algebra 1, Algebra 2, geometry, like most of the girls in our program, their skill set doesn't allow for success in those settings. So we do math resource with most of the girls in our classroom for our Marian scholars to continue to work on their math skills, but at their ability level. But Nora was able to work with one of the girls in our program who did venture into algebra. And just a little caveat, we learned from Honor to, rather than venture into English 2, to repeat English 1, because we work on grammar and we work on novels and things that don't get so technical in writing and novel reading, as well as French, as to repeat French 1 or Spanish 1, because our girls do take foreign languages, but again, to stay focused more on the vocabulary and the skills where our girls see success more so than venturing into Spanish 2 or Latin 2, where everything gets so much more technical for everyone involved. So I think I speak to that because that's where we learn from the peer mentors, like their ideas that they share with us are as invaluable as what we do as a staff to collaborate on what's best for the Marian Scholar Program at DSHA. So Nora, share your experience with Lil.
Hi. I remember at the end of my junior year, my dad kind of mentioned that this would be something he thinks would be a good experience for me. And I also, well, I should preface that my dad is Dan Cornell, if you guys weren't aware of that yet. And I was very excited, immediately applied, and mentioned to Mary and to Miss Caraher that I would be totally willing to work on math with any of the mentors. And I was placed in Algebra 1 with Lil, and I started off the semester, I was so nervous. I remember like the first day, like meeting her, bringing her up to Algebra 1. I didn't know what the situation was going to be like, and it was the best thing ever. The first day went so well. Lil is just so happy, so upbeat, excited to see everyone, will always say hi to you, will always talk to you. And the first semester went so well. Lil really has a knack for math, and she loves it. And I love math. Math has always been my favorite subject. And so working with her in math as something that both of us enjoy was just such a positive part of my day. And I had taken Algebra 1 twice already. And so I had a bit of knowledge and kind of helping tutor her in math. And then I wasn't planning on doing a second semester, and I decided that I wanted to do it, and I had the room in my schedule for it. And so I decided to move on with the second semester with Lil, and she soared through it. She did amazing, and this has been one of the most positive experiences I've ever had, and it was definitely the highlight of my high school career. And so then moving into high school, I was like, this is what I want to do. So I'm majoring in elementary education now, and I'm super excited for it. And part of the program here at the University of Minnesota is a whole semester geared towards a special education block, meaning my student teaching placement will be related to special education during that semester. So I look forward to that. I won't be taking that for another year or two. But that is super exciting. And so I do have obviously the special connection with my dad. And so this is something that I kind of get to experience, but Lil still sees my dad in the hallway very often. And every once in a while, she'll ask my dad, "Oh, how's Nora?" And then my dad will text me that Lil asked about me today. And it just brings a smile on my face because Lil had such a big impact on my life, but I think also the mentors have an impact on the Marian Scholars' lives. Um, and every time I've come back to visit, I go back just to see Lil, or I guess not just to see her, but I go back to visit her because I know that she asks about me and I miss her just as much as she misses me. And it's always so exciting to see her and catch up with her and ask her how math is going specifically because that's kind of the connection that we built. But yeah.
These your testimonies, I'm just thinking of them as testimonies, are just so impactful and powerful. It's so beautiful to see how influential that experience was, that it changed the trajectory of perhaps you were thinking of what you might study in college and even what you might do as your job after college. So very cool and beautiful. Okay, Mary, next up.
Next up is Bella. So Bella is graduated last year, but Bella has what, junior year and senior year, and maybe even a little of her sophomore year. She was involved in the Marian Scholar Program for several years at DSHA. She attends school at UWM in Milwaukee, and I believe she is a special ed major. So I will turn it over to Bella to share her experience at DSHA.
Okay, so I was fortunate enough to be involved in the program from pretty much the very beginning. I got really heavily involved my junior year, and I was paired up first with a student who no longer goes here, but at the very beginning we hit it off right away, and it was truly amazing to see how successful these students can be in the classroom, even though they are deemed as having different abilities and different skill sets, but they can be so successful and almost as successful as other students with just a little bit of assistance in the form of that peer mentor. Second semester of my junior year and my whole senior year, I was fortunate enough to be paired up with Macy, one of our Marian Scholars, and we hit it off. She quickly became the highlight of my day. Going to see her at her class. I took art classes with her mostly, and I also did one theology class, but it was the highlight of my day. She always put a smile on my face. I had something to look forward to. And we bonded on a deeper level, I think. It was a very unexpected friendship, and it even became where I started going and hanging out with her weekly over the summers and just spending that time with her outside of the classroom, which it was amazing. And something I think I was fortunate enough to see being at DSHA for 3 of the inaugural years was the normalization of this program at DSHA, where from the very beginning, it was accepted and these girls were loved, but you could see by my senior year, which was the 3rd year of the program, and I'm sure now even, these girls, it's not even nobody bats an eye. And I think that that's amazing because it can be very easy to ostracize people who have different abilities or different needs. But something unique about our program is I think that these girls are welcomed into the classroom with so much love and so much acceptance. And that was something I was fortunate enough to see grow and increase over my 3 years being a part of the program. So yeah, I'm also a special education major right now, and this peer mentor program quite literally helped me find my passion for that. I know I want to continue working with students with special needs and just being able to give back in the sense that being a teacher or wherever this career might take me.
Oh, Bella, 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 all of you guys. Oh, you are making the case so profoundly. As we are really doing a disservice by not having these programs in our Catholic high schools. What we are preventing people from finding their life's purpose, from understanding community, from seeing that when you build a bigger table, when you open the circle, how much better we all are and our community is. So thank you so much, Bella. What is beautiful to hear in your case is the authentic friendship that developed. That would never have happened. The quote you said, was an unexpected friendship. And friendship is an alchemy. It's a magic that we cannot explain. We can't pull apart and make happen no matter how much we want to. It's just this meeting of souls and this beautiful connection that can be life-changing. And because divine saviors, holy angels said yes, you were given that amazing gift. And so now we get to hear from the current mentors. So I am pretty sure, Mary, is that your thought?
Yes, in fact, Bella was so you referenced the dual enrollment class. Bella was in the first semester of the first year. Well, the first semester, the first year we offered the class because it is a semester-long course. And each of the girls that are current mentors took it last semester. So 4 of the girls on the call today have participated in the Mount Mary University dual enrollment. So they earn 3 credits for their it's Education 405 through Mount Mary University, but it's basically your Special Ed 101, your first course that you would take if you were pursuing a degree in special ed or a minor in special ed. And like I say, we partner with Mount Mary University, an all-girls Catholic university here in Milwaukee, and this is our 2nd year, our 4th semester of offering the course. And it's been great working with them thus far. So I will turn it over to the girls in room 113 and Mia, and they can share their experience now too.
Say hi. Okay. Hi, I'm Alexandra Schneider. So this semester I got to work with Annabelle O'Brien. Annabelle is one of my dear friends. We met back in middle school at our public school, so a little bit of a different take on it. And there we got we had a program similar to Best Buddies, but a little bit different. So that's how we became friends. But we had nothing like even close to our Marian Scholar program. So Annabelle and I were quick friends, and then I came to DS, and freshman year, Mary and I were in class with Mia. Not in English class. English. Yes, with Miss Fitch, and that was a quick love of being in class with our Marian Scholars. It just brings a smile to your face every day. So then I knew I wanted to take the course at one point or another. So then sophomore year, Mia, we were in painting together. Yeah, we talked about our food all the time. Always good company. So I knew I wanted to keep this class for my junior year so I could be with Annabelle again, because for her to adapt and for me to be with one of my close friends. So I drive Annabelle every single day to school and home. And at the end of the day, she's the one person who asks me about my day every single day. And it's just great to have a person who cares about you like fully. And it just really shows you compassion in the world. Like every person at DS who has a class with a Marian Scholar just gains a level of compassion, which is so important for like our Catholic community. So I took the dual credit, right? Yeah. Class with Annabelle. We had English, and English isn't my strong suit, but Annabelle and I got through it together, and it's just so interesting to see the different learning abilities and really helped me and taught me different ways I can learn at my own. But I don't have time in my schedule for another semester of it, but I plan on being a sub and being always in this room because at the end, like, there's just always a light. You come in here, you always have someone to talk to. Always. Yeah. Do you want to go or do you want me to?
You can go more.
Okay, I'm Laura. I mentored Lauren Boniface in Latin 1 this year, and I'm in Latin 3, so it kind of worked out well. And definitely my highlight was just seeing how excited she was to learn every day. And like Latin 1, it can be a little tricky at first, but seeing how much she loved it and like was so willing to learn, it was really fulfilling to me, and really like taught me the experience of like things can take time and it's really difficult, but like being able to get through it together was so fulfilling for me, just seeing how passionate she was about the subject. So I feel like that was definitely my highlight of my first semester junior year. And I really got into the Marian Scholar program last year when me and Mary decided to be co-presidents for Best Buddies. So we're also in that, which we see all the girls, but we mostly go with Annabelle Largent. And I see Macy every day walking into school, and she always asks me if I'll walk in 113. And it's just like the highlight of my day is seeing all the girls. They're always so excited to be here, so happy to see everyone. So it's a really rewarding experience.
Hi, I'm Mary. I remember my freshman year, I walked in the first day of school and Mia was in my class, and instantly we became like best friends, and we just like started a really good special bond. And then last year, sophomore year, we were in the same drawing class and we sat at the same table and we would draw together, and yeah. And then ever since that, I like knew that I wanted to become a peer mentor. So then this year, last semester, I mentored Mia in food chem, and it was honestly the best experience that I ever had. It was so fun. And like now I want to work with, like in the future, I want to work with people with intellectual disabilities. And yeah.
Oh, Mary.
You want to say hi to your parents?
My parents.
Go say hi.
Say hi.
You want to say hi?
Annabelle, Mia. You want to wave?
Hey, Mom. No.
Mia, do you want to say anything about your mentor right now for ceramics, Brielle, or do you want to talk about any of the other girls like Stacy or Melanie or some of the girls that you enjoy being with at DSHA?
Melanie. What was your favorite part? My favorite part was wellness with Melanie. Wellness with Melanie. Yeah, you liked that? I like doing experiences with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ones?
Softball.
Ooh,
And badminton.
sounds so fun.
Nice.
And Melanie Girl Six.
Melanie Girl Six.
Yeah, thanks, Mia. Mia has extended her friendship with several of her mentors beyond the classroom. So,
Actually,
that's a good
can I,
thing.
Mia, I have a question for you too. Could you tell everyone on the call today, what did you do at Mass last week?
I did a reading.
And on Wednesdays, what do you take a turn to do on Wednesday afternoons?
Afternoon prayer.
Afternoon prayer.
I have a question too.
We love
Mia
hearing
has a
your
service.
voice over the PA.
Yes. Mia has a service commitment at DSHA too. Mia, what's your service commitment at DSHA? What do you do on Thursday mornings? Twice a month.
Collections.
Can you tell everybody what collections is?
Collection is bringing the food to the poor. Going early.
It is. We collect canned goods, or the girls can contribute $1 and be out of uniform 2 Thursdays a month. And so we really tried to get all of the Marian Scholars involved in as many activities at DSHA to the greatest extent possible. So Mia has her service commitment, and like through campus ministry on Wednesdays, our program takes care of, so teachers at DSHA read a morning prayer. and girls through a variety of a campus ministry prayer coordinator gets girls, but we are specifically every Wednesday afternoon, on a rotation, one of the girls in our programs prays for the entire school over our PA system every Wednesday afternoon. So that works out very well too. And we do retreats. The girls, Mia was just on senior retreat. What else do we do that? We really try to incorporate the girls into every part of DSHA that their neurotypical peers are involved in. We just had father-daughter dance. Several of the girls went to the dance with their dads. And we have mother-daughter again, moms go, and many of our girls participate in those events and are welcomed and included. So it's been good.
I do feel like it's such a testimony to your guidance and your vision, Mary, in the way that the scholars are embedded fully into the school. So they're not just, participating in academics, but they, are expected to participate in community service or other expectations that other Divine Savior Holy Angel students would be expected to participate in. That same expectation holds for them. And also, imagine my own daughter goes to a Catholic high school here, who's a senior in Sacramento, and she just got back from her Kairos senior retreat. So being able to have accessible senior retreats or retreat, experiences are also crucial to faith formation and also community formation. So it is really beautiful what you've created and the expectations of full inclusion that you've held. So all the snaps to you, Mary, and your team, and of course, Dan and Katie and everybody else. So there is one person who is here named Natalie, who I don't think we've heard from yet. So Natalie, are you part of Divine Savior Holy Angels? You could just be a person listening in, so I don't want to make you cringe, but
no, thank you. I'm definitely not. I'm just a participant listening in, trying to learn more. So thank you.
We're so glad you're here, Natalie. Thanks for being here. Okay, Mark, would you guys like to speak at all? And then we can ask some questions.
Hi, I'm Mary. I'm Mia's mother, and it's just so amazing to hear from the mentors today. Just how well prepared they were at DSHA and how impactful they've been on Mia's life. And I think a lot of times people don't know, but a lot of the girls in the Married Scholars programs don't naturally have the ability to make friends. And suddenly at DSHA, Mia has all these friends and they're true friendships. And I think that's just been such a life changer for Mia. And just looking at the mentors and listening to them today, how much they've changed Mia's life, how well prepared Mary and the other teachers have helped them, made them the mentors, just doing such a good job. And I think a lot of them, each and every one of them have come up with their own ideas because they're Mia's age and they know how to reach out to her and how to motivate her. And they're more on her wavelength, which they should be. They're peers. So just from the parents' perspective, we've never really had this model before, and we've just never seen Mia so happy and grow so much from this program. So it's been incredible. And the support from the administration, the board, when Katie says they said yes, we have always felt this yes from day one. We have felt this loving embrace and yes, we're going to do this, and the positive attitude. So I just wanted to give that parent's perspective of it, how meaningful it is to Mia. And I believe also the other parents who I'm friends with in the Married Scholars program, we're just like a happy group of parents. So.
Honestly, we talk a lot about, you know, kind of the rigor or the challenge of academically including students, but social inclusion is just as important and often the most heartbreaking part of helping a young person with an intellectual disability make their way in the world. And so building a peer mentor program at your high school and then building that same opportunity in post-secondary, can build these full community of welcome. So it is really beautiful to see. So thank you. And then again, let's flip it, right? So, people who Honor spoke directly to St. Robert's and how she had had an inclusive experience at St. Robert's, was missing it at her high school. And, now is currently missing it at her university. But having, the schools say no to the person with an intellectual disability and their family, you are really shutting them out of their inclusive community and their faith community, and really having that person have to start from scratch in a high school setting that isn't Catholic, and that could be very segregated and make that much more difficult to make friendships. So the flip of when you say no, the long-term negative impacts for that person is it's lifelong, and it's very devastating. So it's not only important to think about saying yes, but the repercussions of saying no are really important to know. All right, so we have a few minutes here left. First of all, I just want to honor the journey that Divine Savior Holy Angels has taken, the importance that they've placed on this opportunity, and the very systematic, intentional, evidence-based way they've made it happen. And then to have now this dual enrollment opportunity for mentors is really making an impact, as you can see in their post-secondary when they do go to college and consider careers. And it's now going to make an impact in their larger Milwaukee community, so there will be employment because of this. There will be living communities because of this. The larger faith communities will be impacted because Divine Savior Holy Angels said yes. So is there anything or any questions that we should be asking you, or things we've left on the table that we should be bringing to the forefront that any of you are thinking about? Any of the leaders or mentors or anybody?
Beth, I'd be happy just to comment a little bit on the kind of the finances of the program. Because I know in Catholic schools, resources are limited, and what I would want everyone to know is it's possible to make a program like the Marian Scholars Program work financially. It was certainly a concern that we had, and so I would say my best advice would be it takes some strategic thinking. Just like, how do you set up a mentor program? How do you attract students into the program? Putting the finances together behind it also is an important consideration. Our financial goal for the program was to cover our expenses. The largest expense is the staffing that goes along with it. Our initial plan was conservative. We were estimating 1 additional students per year over the first 4 years. To get started, we did raise some money, approximately $35,000, and that money was raised through some personal donations, as well as a gift from the Archdiocese of Milwaukee, things like that. So you'd want to explore your resources in those spaces. Our initial goal was that the tuition revenue following the donations, which was kind of the seed money to get us started, would then cover our expenses. And we started with a half-time FTE that essentially being Mary's position, and that we would break even in year 3. We had planned for 8 students, and we're happy to say we got to 8 students faster than we expected, but we had always kind of thought that that would be our limit. And we knew we would need to increase staffing as we went from 0.5 FTE to 8 students. We also knew that in addition to tuition revenue, that we could enter the special needs scholarship program here in the state of Wisconsin. And we projected that the special needs scholarship program combined with the tuition revenue would cover not only the 2.0 FTE staffing, which is what we have now, that's needed for the program, but it would also contribute to the costs that are non-specific to this program, things like, you know, inclusive teachers and campus ministry, athletics, fine arts, things along those lines. And at the end of the day, at the end of 4 years, I'm happy to share with you that we've achieved our financial goals and that the program is self-sustaining. So that's a short version of our story. I'd be happy to talk to anybody in greater detail about it. But my message would be planful and be confident that you can get there.
And I would say the same thing to piggyback Dan, like if anyone has interest in like the teacher side of things and the special education side and setting up the mentor piece, like I absolutely initially relied on the schools that DSHA visited. I reached out to their directors of their programs for their peer mentor handbooks. How do we do orientation? How do we recruit peer mentors? Like all of those pieces. And everyone was so incredibly helpful. So I would absolutely be willing to share everything and anything we do at DSHA with anyone who's interested in the program as well.
I'd say in terms of like longevity, very quickly, I think that people have really stepped up to direct some of their fundraising or some of their philanthropic dollars to the Marian Scholars Program. In a couple weeks, I'm meeting an alumna of the school who had a sister that had special needs, and just how that was addressed back in the 60s versus what we're doing today. And, you know, she's read about the Marian Scholars Program through our publications, and the girls are incorporated in everything we do. So whether they're in the play or we've done a feature story on them in our magazine, the larger community is learning about this program and they are really excited. This woman is prepared to start an endowed scholarship for a Marian Scholar. It's very initial stages, but it's really fun when you get that type of outreach from alumni who are so proud of what we're doing here. So
people want to be part of something noble and good, you know, and they can see it in the Marian Scholars Program for sure. So Divine Savior Holy Angels High School in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, sadly, is the only inclusive Catholic high school in the state of Wisconsin. That means all young men who are Catholic in the state of Wisconsin have 0 options, which is garbage, thumbs down, terrible. So all of the people who have been part of this are sitting here saying they would love to help you. They made it happen. They made it financially sustainable. And if you're in Wisconsin, especially if you're in the Archdiocese of Milwaukee, you can make this happen. And I want to just say, Milwaukee, my challenge to you is every single Catholic high school in the Diocese of Arlington, Virginia is inclusive. So, and they had a powerhouse high school who, you know what they started doing? So Mary, I'm going to plant the seed for you. They started just offering peer mentor trainings for those high schools, just opening them up, saying, want to come learn about peer mentor and you're interested, and just kids are interested and they want to get, you know, go to stuff. So my shout out to Divine Savior Holy Angels is to see how it ripples into the larger Archdiocese of Milwaukee and the K-8 feeder schools of Divine Savior Holy Angels too. So anything else we need to say before we end our time together?
Beth, I just want to thank you for being such a champion for programs like the Marian Scholars Program, and for giving us the opportunity over these 3 webinars to tell our story. So thank you for all your outstanding work as well.
Of
Yes,
course.
thank you.
I'm going to end with this quote that I just saw just the other day. For all of you who are thinking you're not sure what to do, everything is advocacy, even inaction, which is often advocacy for what is and advocacy against what could or should be. So if you are sitting on the sidelines not doing anything, my push to you is to step up and become an advocate. So all of those mentors who are attending those colleges, hey, especially the one at University Wisconsin Milwaukee, like, we can help you build an inclusive college program. All of you who are alums of your universities, we can help you build an inclusive college program. All of you who are in parishes, in K through 12, in high schools, we can help you, right? And here's Divine Savior, Holy Angels also saying they can help you. So let's get motivated and make some stuff happen. So the Ruge family, you are the ones who had the idea to do a webinar series. And so we shout out you, and we shout out all the people here who have made a really beautiful, real opportunity for inclusion, fully inclusive community possible at a beautiful high school. That is what all our Catholic high schools should be working on. And I'm talking to you, Carondelet High School in Concord, California, my high school. All right. Talk to you guys. Take care and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All
Thank
of
you
you.
so much.
Of course.